Otherwise, just follow along to the words. In fact, as often as you can throughout this class, really just practice trusting yourself, trusting your process, close your eyes as much as possible. Cool. So welcome. We'll begin in a child's pose, please. Find your way to your mat. Heavy the weight of your hips down and back to meet your heels, and then gently bow your torso forward. Bring your forehead onto the floor. From there, just a little bit of space and time to settle in, to get as comfortable as you can get in this moment. So maybe that's your arms out long in front of you, palms face down, or maybe it's your arms swept back by your sides, palms face up. You could spread your knees wide apart, create some space for your belly to hang soft, hang heavy, or you could draw your inner thighs close to one another and create a little bit more support for your torso. So nice to see some familiar faces, some folks that practiced the 3 p.m. with me yesterday, and to see some unfamiliar faces. So whether it's your first time on the mat this week or today or ever, or whether it's your second time on the mat today or this week, you know, the invitation is always the same, to simply do your best. And simply is different than easy, right? Breath by breath, moment by moment, really try to stay tethered to what your body is asking of you. And usually the best way to know is to focus on your breath. So right here and now in your child's pose, give yourself a couple of moments to connect to your breathing, the rise of every inhale and the fall of every exhale. Let that soft, steady breath be your guide throughout the hour. And if at any moment you find that the breath becomes held or choppy or forced, know that you can always come back here. You can find this child's pose as often as you need it and use it as a tool to rediscover the steadiness of your breath. Maybe before you choose to drop back into this child's pose to find your breath, you can try to find it within the pose by giving the breath a little bit of sound, a little bit of vibration. That might come out like an HA ha or an HM or a soft flutter of your lips. These vibrational ways of breathing can help firmly tether you to your exhale, which is the more calming aspect of your breath. We'll go ahead and find one right here, right now, all together. Exhale out all of your air with an SH. Take a deep breath in, let it fill you up, front to back, side to side, top to bottom. And let it go HA. It might feel nice to begin to softly rock your forehead right to left, massaging along the space of your eyebrows from one temple along to the other. You could allow that soft, snaky swirl to spiral down your rib cage into your hips, letting them rock a little bit back and forth, back and forth. Now, if they're not there already, begin to gently crawl your fingers forward towards the front edge of your mat. Wiggle through your fingertips, each and every knuckle, fan your fingers wide. Reach your hands so far forward that your elbows and your wrists gently lift from the mat, allowing the reach of your arms to begin to open up the lengthened space along the sides of your body. Take one more deep breath into that space, and then on your exhale, gently pull yourself forward. Come onto all fours, a tabletop position. Here, plant your palms right underneath your shoulders and stack your knees right underneath your hips. On an inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze and your tail skyward, broadening out the center of your chest. On your exhale, scoop your low belly up and in, push into your palms as you round your back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, open the front of the throat, cow pose. Exhale, scoop the belly in, push the floor away as you lift your middle back skyward for cat pose, and then keep going to the rhythm of your own breath. Every inhale into cow and every exhale into cat. I'll invite you best you can to gently close your eyes. And as you move and breathe, begin to softly challenge your capacity for breath. Can you make every inhale just a little bigger as you broaden the center of your chest? Can you make every exhale just a little slower as you pull your belly in and broaden through your back? It might feel nice to find something a little bit more circular, a roll of the neck, a jump rope of the ribs, a sway of the hips, just beginning to open up space in all of your corners, all of your edges. Now begin to softly allow all of that movement to settle so that you come back into a long neutral spine. So halfway in between your cat and your cow, your torso parallel to the floor. Fan your fingers wide, putting a little bit of weight in your palms and kicking softly into your shins. On your next inhale, reach your right arm forward, extend your left leg back, and find your spinal balance. Turn your right palm to face the left side of the room, thumb up towards the ceiling, so that right away you can find a bit of softness in your right shoulder. Push firmly into your left palm, kick into your right shin to gather in the support of the floor. Keep pulling your fingertips more forward as you kick your leg more back. Feel longer through the back of your body. Take a smooth inhale. On your exhale, pull your elbow to your knee underneath yourself, curl into a tight little ball. Inhale, reach your body long, long, long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Find that cat-like spine, shove the floor away. Inhale, reach it long. One last time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Maybe even knee all the way to your forehead, chin into chest. Inhale, reach it long. And then soft and gentle, plant your palm and your shin right back down to the floor. Nice work, Amy. Settle yourself at center. Take a smooth breath in and a soft breath out. And then right on your next inhale, reach your left arm forward and your right leg back and begin to feel out the balance on the other side. This time, turning your left palm towards the right side of the room, thumb up. See if you can lift your arm just a little higher, Wendy. If that's not bothering your neck, get it towards your ear. Pull back through your right toes, really lengthen through your right leg. Take a smooth inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath yourself. Move slow with control. Inhale, reach the body long, long, long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Gather it in tight, tight, tight. Inhale, reach it long. One more time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Curl in like a tight little fist. Inhale, reach it long. And then softly plant your palm and your shin right back down to the floor. Listen carefully, fan your fingers wide. Again, push into your palms. Inhale, curl your toes under. Exhale, lift your knees just an inch from the floor. So a really subtle movement here to begin to awaken the strength of the low belly. Push into the palms, push into the toe mounds to activate the arms and the legs to help support the strength of your core. Breathe across the top of your chest, smooth and steady in and out through your nose. Stay where you are. Exhale out all your air. Empty, empty, empty. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, send your hips high. Come into an upside down V shape. Nice work. When you get there, move it around. Feel it out. So maybe start by pedaling through your feet. Root one heel to the mat and then the other. Maybe bend both knees deeply to yawn open your lower back. It might feel good to nod your head yes, shake it side to side. Allow the weight of your head to lengthen out the sides of your neck. Now root down through the bottom set of knuckles, right where your fingers meet your palm. Push into the floor to activate your upper arms. On your next inhale, lift your right leg long behind you. Exhale, peel open your right hip, then move it around, feel it out. So moving back into some free-form intuitive movement, it doesn't have to look like anything in particular. Yawn open the hip, bend the knee a couple times, wiggle the toes, rotate the ankle. Good. Now take it back to center. Inhale, reach the right leg long, long, long. On your exhale, slowly pull your knee to your nose. Roll your shoulders over your wrists and round out your back. Inhale, reach your leg long behind you. Exhale, knee to nose again. Find that cat-like spine. Push into the palms, round the back. Good. Inhale, reach it long. This time, exhale, knee to nose. And as you do, gently step your foot in between your two hands at the front edge of your mat. Good. You might need to inchworm your foot a little bit more forward and then release your left knee down onto the floor, coming into a low lunge. Untuck your left toes, scoop your hips forward and down, rooting into your right heel. Gently begin to walk your hands up onto your right thigh, interlace your fingers just behind your knee, roll your shoulders down your back as you lift your heart tall. Keep pressing the front of your hips forward like you could get one more inch of your left thigh to touch the mat. Root into your right heel and lift your heart tall. Now here, inhale, circle sweep your arms sideways and up overhead. Interlace your fingers and release just your index fingers. Find a steeple grip, Kali Mudra. Good. Keep your hips low, reach up, 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 and then go up and over towards your right. So reaching your fingertips towards the right to create a whole lot of space through your left side body. Up your left thigh, through the front of your left hip, lifting up through your left ribs. Pull your left arm a little longer with your right arm. Good. Take one more smooth inhale. On the exhale, draw it back up to center. Look up to your hands. Take an inhale, reach up, look up, maybe a little bit back. And then on your exhale, softly bring your two hands down to frame your front foot. Curl your left toes under and squeeze your left leg straight. And then step your right foot back to meet it for upper push-up plank. Stack your shoulders right over your wrists. Scoop your belly in to keep your hips right in line with your shoulders. Good. Know that if you ever need a little bit more support, you can soften your two knees down onto the floor. But as long as the knees are lifted, keep the legs active. Kick back through the heels, firm, active thighs. Taking 3 yogi push-ups here. Inhale, push the mat away. Exhale, lower halfway down, elbows in by your sides. Inhale, push it straight back up. Exhale, lower halfway again. And squeeze it straight back up, firm belly. Last one, exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, squeeze it straight back up. Pause in your upper push-up plank for 5. Belly firm, breathe in and out through the nose for 2. One more big inhale. And then exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Good, right when you get there, move it around, feel it out, pedal the feet, wiggle the shoulders. And as you push firmly into your two hands, inhale, lift your left leg long behind you. Exhale, peel open the left hip, move it around, feel it out. It's a whole new side of your body, a whole new opportunity to maybe close your eyes and begin to feel out all of your nooks and crannies on this side. Nice, and then draw it back to center. Take an inhale, reach the left leg long, long, long. Exhale, slowly, knee to nose, roll the shoulders over the wrists, round the spine. Good, Ching. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, knee to nose again. This time, try to get your heel a little closer to your butt cheek. That's it. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, knee to nose, and as you do, softly step your foot in between your two hands. Release the right knee down to the floor. Set up your base first. There's no rush. Make sure you have a nice long stance so that you have weight in your left heel. Then begin to crawl your hands up onto your left thigh. Press forward, press away, roll the shoulders back. So as the shoulders roll back and the heart lifts tall, the hips continue to sink forward and down, forward and down. On your next inhale, circle sweep your arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, release just the index finger. This time you might take opposite thumb, opposite pinky on top, non-dominant grip. Good. Take an inhale, reach even higher, and then exhale, go up and over towards your left. Keep pressing the pelvis forward. Rather than thinking of dropping down towards the left, think of lifting up on the right, lifting the right ribs high. Nice, Sarah. Wrap your armpits a little bit more in towards one another to see if you can seal off your palms all the way to the heel of your wrist. That was it exactly. Now reach a little bit longer. Take one more deep inhale, and then exhale, draw it back up to center. Lift your gaze up. See your hands. Take an inhale, reach up, trace a line across the ceiling towards the back wall. And then on your exhale, gently 2 hands to the floor. Curl your right toes under, squeeze your right leg straight. Step your left foot back to meet your right, upper push-up plank. Set it up like you know how, shoulders over wrists, hips in line with shoulders. Again, remembering you always have the option to place your 2 knees down to the floor. This time we'll build our first flow of class. We'll start it with a breath. Exhale out all of your air, empty, empty, squeeze your belly firm. Inhale, lean your weight forward. Exhale, lower just halfway down, elbows in by your sides. Inhale, scoop your chest forward and up for upward facing dog. Shove the floor away. Push into your palms and the tops of your feet. Exhale, curl your toes under, send your hips high, downward facing dog. Nice work. Let's find a breath. Back in downward facing dog. Exhale out all of your air. Empty, empty, empty your lungs. Inhale, deep, full, steady breath in. Hey. Inhale, glance forward, bend your knees, and take a little walk to the front edge of your mat. Come to hang heavy in a forward fold. When you get there, separate your feet about hips width apart, 6 to 8 inches in between your inner arches. All 10 toes pointed straight forward so that your feet look like the number 11. Maybe sway a little side to side, maybe grasp for opposite elbows, or interlace the hands behind the nape of the neck. Drop your head heavy, breathe into the back of your rib cage. Good, and then let your arms release. On your next inhale, take a half lift. Scoop your low belly in, reach the center of your chest forward. So just like you did in your tabletop position, try to create a long neutral spine. Low belly in, heart forward, shoulders pulling back towards your hips. Take one more deep inhale here, and then exhale, let it drop. Hang heavy, forward fold. On your next inhale, swing yourself forward and up. Come to stand tall in a mountain pose, Tadasana. Reach your fingertips towards the ceiling, settle into your 2 feet, and then best you can, close your eyes. So already you've done quite a bit of movement within this class. See if you can use this mountain pose almost as if you were standing atop a tall mountain, surveying the vista of your body below. So let your awareness fill every inch and corner and crevice of you. Let it start all the way from the soles of your feet and rise up through the strong, steady muscles of your legs. Feel the broadness of your pelvis as you drop the top of your butt towards the bottom of your butt. Feel the aliveness of your belly as you scoop it up and in to feel for the buoyancy of your rib cage. Long arms, soft shoulders, soft and steady focus. If your eyes are closed, you might gently flutter them open. Use your gaze as you inhale, reach up, look up, go across the ceiling towards the back wall, and then exhale, dive forward, hang heavy, forward fold. Mirroring that movement to the rhythm of one breath. On an inhale, swing yourself forward and up. Go so far up that you go gently back, find the peak of your mountain, and the moment your exhale comes, dive forward, hang heavy, forward fold. And then keep going just like that. One breath per one movement. Every inhale, rise up for your mountain pose. Every exhale, dive forward for your forward fold. Again, let your breath guide your movement, but remember that you have influence over your breath. Try to really create it in a big, full, and buoyant way. Big inhales to balloon your lungs and lift your heart skyward. Long exhales to spill yourself empty as you broaden the back of your body from heels to hips, from hips to crown of head. When you find yourself back in a forward fold, take it one more time. Your breath, your movement. Drive down through your heels, lift up taller through the tips of your fingers. And when you find yourself back in forward fold, hang even softer, even heavier there. Inhale, take a half lift, pull your belly in, reach your heart forward. Exhale, plant your palms to the mat, step your feet back and move through your flow. So the flow is upper to lower, push up plank, a big inhale into upward facing dog, roll the shoulders back. And a long exhale into downward facing dog, hips high, heels low. Inhale, reach your right leg long behind you. As soft as you can, step your foot in between your 2 hands at the front edge of your mat. Rotate your back heel down to the floor and inhale, rise up into a warrior 1. So arms straight up towards the ceiling, 2 heels rooted on the mat. Good. Sit low into your front thigh, one day stacking your front knee right over your front ankle with the bottom of your thigh parallel to the floor. Looks good, Tiffany. Roll the left hip forward as you pull the right hip back. Scoop the belly in and lift the heart tall. Everyone, see if you can squeeze your arms a little straighter by activating your upper arms, your triceps, to lengthen through your inner elbows. Nice. Sit just a little lower. Take an inhale, reach up tall, and then exhale, peel open into a warrior 2. Reach your right arm forward and your left arm back, peeling your hips and your chest open towards the long side edge of your mat. Yeah, you might need to lengthen out your stance a little bit, take up even more space. See if you can drop the top of your butt a little bit more towards the bottom of your butt, Karina, as you scoop your belly in. Yeah, to minimize any back bending in your lower back. Heart lifted tall, that's the difference. Reach long from middle finger to middle finger. Now, freezing your lower body right where it is, we're gonna take some eagle wrapped arms here. Find your right arm, your front arm, and swing it underneath your back arm. Cross at your elbows, again at your wrists, so that your thumbs face you. If that's not happening for you today, you can grasp for the outsides of your shoulders and begin to walk your hands towards one another until one day your elbows cross. Now stay low in your lunge. Begin to lift your upper arms up and away from your chest. If you have the double wrap, you might bring your thumbs to your third eye, the center of your forehead, and begin to find a gentle back bend here. As you continue to gather your belly in, lift your chest, lift your chin, try to lift your elbows straight up towards the ceiling. Good. Kick into your heels to find the stability. Take one more deep inhale. On the exhale, draw it back down to center, unweave your arms and stretch them out wide. Take one more big inhale to glance over your front fingertips, and then exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Step your right foot back and move through your flow. Each and every flow, 4 movements to reconnect you to 2 steady breaths. When you get back to downward facing dog, we move into the left side. Inhale, lift the left leg long, and soft as you can, step your foot in between your 2 hands. Rotate the back heel down to meet the mat, and inhale, rise up to settle into warrior 1 for your left-hand side. Good. If you find that you're having trouble squaring your hips towards the front of the room, you could always give yourself a little bit of a wider stance, toe heeling your left foot a little bit more towards the left. As you turn your back toes a little bit more forward, that'll help the rotation start from your heel all the way up through your calf as you roll your right hip forward, like one day you could shut your inner legs together. This looks great, Julie. Now think bottom of pelvis a little bit more forward, low belly up and in. That's it. To really broaden open the front of your hip flexor and find that buoyancy through your heart space. Gorgeous. Sit low, kick into your heels, take an inhale, reach up tall, and then exhale, peel open, warrior 2. Left arm forward, right arm back, opening hips and chest towards the side wall. Tendency here is for the front knee to bow inwards. So if you notice that in your body, push more into the pinky side edge of your left foot. Try to lift up on your inner left arch to keep your knee stacked right over your ankle. Good. Now again, take your left arm, your front arm, and swing it underneath your back arm. Cross the elbows again at the wrist, thumbs face you, or take that alternative grip, reaching for opposite shoulders. Stay low in your lunge, scoop the belly in, and begin to lift, elbows forward and away from your chest. If you have the mobility for it, bring your thumbs to your third eye point, center of forehead. Lift the chin. Think of your shoulder blades like a pair of hands lifting from behind you to lift the center of the chest higher towards the ceiling. One more smooth inhale. On the exhale, draw it back down to center. Unweave the arms, spread them wide apart. Chin forward if you're able. Take a big inhale. On your exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back and move through your flow. As your flow reconnects you to your own breathing, keep going, 1 breath per 1 movement. Try warrior 1 and warrior 2, once on the right side and once on the left side. If you want to keep that eagle wrapped back bend in there, feel free to do so. If it feels more satisfying to move straight through the warrior postures, move straight through the warrior postures. Again, create the experience that you want to be having, something that feels interesting for your own body. Wherever you're able, find opportunities to soften your vision, maybe close your eyes entirely so that you can begin to focus less on ideas of what it should or shouldn't look like, and really focus more on the reality of what it feels like to move your body through space right here and right now. Remembering that if at any moment you need rest, you can always give yourself that rest. Whatever it is you're doing, choose to do it with 100% commitment. And as you move to the rhythm of your own breath, and as you make choices that are interesting for your own body, inevitably you'll find your way back to downward facing dog before or after your neighbor. Whenever you find your way to that downward facing dog, keep it a strong and active moment. Shove the floor away. Use your hands almost like you were scooping up a handful of dirt. Really push into your fingertips, your knuckles, the palms of your hands. Push the floor away. Lift the bottom of your butt a little higher towards the ceiling. Yeah, Katie, to lengthen out your lower back. If it's available to you, exhale out all of your air. Squeeze your belly firm. Let it go. Take a deep, full, new breath in. HA. From downward facing dog, inhale, glance forward, bend your knees. Exhale, gently hop or walk to the front edge of your mat. When you find your way there, inhale, take a half lift, pull your belly in, reach your heart forward. And then exhale, let it go. Hang soft, hang heavy. Feet hips width apart, all 10 toes pointed forward. On your next inhale, sit your seat low, reach your arms tall, and settle into a chair pose. Yeah, no hesitation, go right for it. Sit back, sit down. Draw your hips back in space to draw your shins back in space. Open up the fronts of your ankles. Allow your toes to remain soft and easy on the floor. Scoop your low belly up and in. Think of rooting your sits points, the bony parts of your butt, towards your heels to help neutralize the bowl of your pelvis. Heart forward, lift your arms a little higher to broaden out your chest. Sit a little lower, take one more deep inhale. On your exhale, stand straight up, mountain pose. Good, give yourself a moment to settle into it. Without looking down, toe heel your feet all the way together, toes and heels, inner thighs squeezing. Take a moment, again, identify your right arm. On your next exhale, swing it underneath your left arm. Cross the elbows again at the wrists, palms facing, or your thumbs facing yourself, palms pressed. Again, if that's unavailable, hands to opposite shoulders works great. This time, drag your arms down towards your belly, upper arms pushing into your chest. Sit down, sit back, weight in the heels, find a deep little squat. Root into your left heel and then lift your right thigh high up and over your left thigh. This is eagle pose, squeezing the inner thighs, point through your right toes, like one day you could snake your right top of foot behind your left calf. Good. Strive to be the shortest version of yourself from the waist down. Sit down and back. Base looks great, Ching. Yeah, you knew it. Try to be the tallest version of yourself from waist up. Swing your chest forward and up. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. Squeeze a little tighter. Take one more deep inhale. And then exhale, release. Unwind, arms up overhead, 2 feet together. Right away, moving into the left side. Find your left arm. Swing it underneath the right. Cross the elbows again at the wrists. Find the grip that works for you. Elbows down towards the pit of your belly. Lift your chest tall. Sit down, sit back. Weight in the heels. Sit low, try to stay low. And lift your left thigh high up and over your right thigh. So the lower you stay in your seat, the higher you'll be able to wrap at your inner thighs. The higher you wrap at the inner thighs, the more likely one day you'll get the double wrap with foot behind the right ankle. Good. Wherever you are, again, challenge yourself to sit a little bit more down and rock the weight a little bit more back into your heel. Scoop your belly in, swing your chest forward and up, squeeze what you've got. One more deep inhale. Exhale, release. 2 feet together, arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, release just your index fingers, finding that Kali Mudra like we found at the beginning of class. Kick down through your heels, take an inhale, reach up, 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 and go up and over towards your right. Fingertips towards the right, hips towards the left, standing half moon. Good. Again, wrap the armpits towards one another. Try to seal off any light space in between your 2 palms. Push your left hip a little bit forward in space, Sarah. Left hip forward, yeah. As you keep scooping your right shoulder forward to keep your body flat towards the front edge of your mat. Take one more deep inhale across the left side waist, and then exhale, draw it back up to center. Take an inhale, reach up, up, up. Exhale, up and over towards the left. Fingertips towards the left, hips towards the right. Keep driving down through your heels, firming up on the fronts of your thighs, strong, steady legs beneath you. Scoop the belly in as you lift the right rib skyward, pull the right arm long, long, long. Take one more deep inhale. On your exhale, draw it back up to center. Now keep your arms lifted overhead. unweave your fingers so that you're just pressing palm into palm and crossing only at your thumbs. Inhale, lift your chest tall. Exhale, sit down and back, thunderbolt position. Scissor the inner thighs, weight in the heels. As you sit low, drag your hands down to the center of your chest, one long line from elbow tip to elbow tip. Inhale, puff the heart. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Press your arm into your leg and your top palm into your bottom palm to roll your left ribs underneath your right. You might go for a flyaway, spreading your arms away from one another. You might move into a bind, releasing your right arm behind your back, searching out your inner left thigh, maybe one day snaking your left arm underneath both your thighs and catching your right hand. One more deep inhale to roll open, stay low. Exhale, draw yourself back to center. Inhale, puff your chest. Exhale, twist to the left, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Arm into leg, palm into palm. Good, Laura. Keep pulling that right armpit forward to stay long through your lower ribs as you scoop them underneath your top ribs. Again, feel free to fly away or bind if that's interesting to you. See if you can sit your seat 2 inches lower, Corinne. Scoop your belly in. Yes, one more deep inhale. Exhale, roll it back to center, stay low just a moment. Inhale, puff the chest. Exhale, dive forward, hang heavy, forward fold. Give yourself a moment, shake something loose. Cha-cha the knees, shimmy the shoulders, nod the head, flutter the lips. Good, inhale, take a half lift, pull your belly in, reach your heart forward. Exhale, plant your palms, step or hop back and move through a rejuvenating flow. Take an extra big inhale in your upward facing dog. And then back in downward facing dog. Exhale out all of your air. Squeeze your belly. Push it out, out, out. Inhale, drink it in fresh, soft, and new. HA. Inhale, lift your right leg long behind you. Exhale, softly step your foot in between your two hands. Now this time, rotate your back heel down to the floor, but then swing your arms back by your sides, palms facing down for your power lunge. Good. From the waist down, just like your warrior one, kick into your heels. Roll your left hip forward, pull your right hip back. From your waist up, like a half lift, scoop your belly in, reach your chest forward, and pull your arms back, back, back. Now bring your hands all the way together behind you, clasp them in one big fist, and punch towards the back wall, squeezing your upper arms towards one another to broaden your chest. Take a smooth inhale here. On your exhale, reach your arms out long in front of you. Bring your biceps to frame your ears, extended power lunge. Stay low in your front thigh. Exhale out all of your air. Squeeze your belly firm. Inhale, rise up. It's warrior one. And then exhale, blossom open. It's warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back. Settle in like you already know how. Sit low, reach wide. Now flip your right palm towards the ceiling. Reach it forward, reach it up. Up, 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 and gently back. Reverse warrior. Kick into your heels. Energetically think of pulling them in towards one another to light up the base of your pelvis, your pelvic floor. Belly in, lift your right rib skyward and pull your right arm long. Take one more deep inhale, fill it up. On your exhale, windmill your hands down to the mat. Listen carefully, step your right foot back to meet your left, upper push-up plank, pause there. Bring your feet all the way together, zip them together behind you. Left hand to the center of your mat, roll over onto your left foot and reach your right arm skyward for side arm plank. Here you could always release your left knee down to the floor for a little bit more support. You could challenge it further by reaching your right arm forward or lifting your right leg skyward. Final few moments, maybe challenge yourself to spin your chin up towards your right shoulder, shifting the gaze, further test the balance. One more deep inhale. On your exhale, roll it back to center. Inhale, push the mat away and move yourself through a flow. Good. No hesitation. Just keep it moving right into the left side. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift the left leg long behind you. Soft as you can, step your foot in between your two hands. Rotate the back heel down and then sweep your arms back by your sides, palms facing down, power lunge. So before you bring the hands together behind you, try to get your hands a little closer by using the strength of your middle back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze your upper arms. Good. Now bend the elbows, bring the hands together, make that big fist and punch straight back behind you. Use the strength of your arms to further broaden your chest. Belly firm, big inhale. On your exhale, reach your arms out long in front of you, biceps framing your ears, extended power lunge. See if you can sit just a little lower as you reach long. Exhale out all of your air. Inhale, rise up. It's warrior one. And exhale, peel open for warrior two. Sit low, reach wide. And as you stay low, flip your left palm skyward. Reach it forward, reach it up, 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 and gently back for your reverse warrior. Kick into your heels. Again, same idea. Top of butt towards bottom of butt to minimize the back bending in your lower back. Lift your left ribs skyward as you pull your left arm long, and then see if you can look up to your inner left elbow. Take one more deep inhale. On your exhale, cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back. Again, pause there. Upper push-up plank. Bring the feet all the way together. Right hand to the center of the mat. Roll over onto the right foot. Reach the left arm skyward. Keep pulling your arms apart like you would in warrior two to broaden open your chest. Push the floor away and maybe modify, maybe intensify. Find your own point of challenge. If your knee isn't on the floor, try to lift your hips so high up that you get the sole of your right foot a little bit flatter on the mat. Good, Yvonne. One more smooth inhale. And then on your exhale, roll it back to center, push the mat away. Take yourself through a flow. Now this will be our final one breath, one movement. So explore it all on your own. Power lunge, warrior one, warrior two, and reverse warrior. Try it once on the right side, once on the left side. And if you want to keep the side arm plank in there, feel free to do so. If you'd prefer to leave it out, feel free to do so. See if you can really embrace the dynamics of your practice. Let it be sort of full of contradictory terms, right? So as you move powerfully, try to find the softness of your breath. As you move with intensity, try to keep it sustainable by really focusing on where you don't have to work as hard. So in all movements, there's a sense of push and pull and broadening of space within the body. From your heels through the tips of your fingers, try to not allow any sensation to go unnoticed. Feel every movement that you make. And if at any moment you need to rest, rest. And when you're resting, feel what that rest feels like in your body. Wherever you're able, again, choose to close your eyes so that as you take your focus inward, you can really give yourself the chance to practice being as intimately connected with yourself as is possible for you here and now. Feel your skin carve its way through the air around you. Feel your breath move through the space within you. Keep taking your time. Remember that there's never any rush. We'll meet back together in our downward facing dog. If you're flowing, continue to flow. If you found your way back to that down dog, or if you're in a space where it's available to you, we'll find a breath together. Exhale out all of your air. Empty, empty, empty. Inhale deep, fresh and powerful. HA. We'll move into one last little push of effort before we begin to slow things down. On your next inhale, lift your right leg long behind you. As soft as you can, step your foot in between your two hands. This time, keep your back heel lifted, all 10 toes pointed straight forward. Inhale, rise up into a high crescent lunge. So in this sequence, we'll explore a bit of balance. Know that balance is never fixed or rigid. If you wobble, if you fall, no worries. It's a part of the process. Just pick yourself up and try again. Here in your high lunge, sit low into your front thigh, kick into your back big toe, and try to lift your back heel a little higher as you squeeze your back leg a little straighter. Bring your palms to press overhead. Drag them down to the center of your chest, one long line from elbow tip to elbow tip. Inhale, puff your heart, and exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Press your arm into your leg, top palm into bottom palm, just like you did in your seated prayer twist. Now, maybe you fly away, maybe you move towards a bind. Again, find your fullest expression. Looks good, Audra. See if you can roll that right shoulder a little bit more back. Yeah, think of squeezing your top arm a little straighter. Nice. One more smooth inhale. On the exhale, roll it back to center. Stay low. Reach your arms up overhead for a moment. Listen carefully. Take a smooth inhale. On your exhale, swing your arms forward, down, and back, leaning your chest forward about 45 degrees over your front thigh. So just like your power lunge, but now with your back heel lifted towards the ceiling. Belly firm. On your next inhale, launch off your back foot onto your front foot for your airplane pose. Yeah, it might take a couple of steps to get there, no worries. Keep pushing into your sole of right foot from up on your right thigh. Kick back through your left heel as you reach your heart forward. Now bring your hands to prayer at the center of your chest, and then slow with control. Reach your right hand down towards the floor as you reach your left arm up towards the ceiling, peeling your body open into a balancing half moon. Yeah, squeeze your butt cheeks together to roll your left hip higher on top of your right hip. Kick back through the left heel as you pull the right armpit forward and spread your arms wide. Take one more smooth inhale. On your exhale, side angle. Bend your right knee, bring your left foot way back to the back edge of your mat. Plant the right hand to the inside of the right foot and reach the left arm skyward. We won't be here long. Stay with it. Sit low, reach wide, and then release your left arm behind your back. Moving into a bind, first try to catch the inside of your right thigh with your left hand. If that comes to you without a challenge, maybe snake your right arm underneath your right thigh and catch a hold of your left fingertips. This is great, Sarah Russo. Roll your left shoulder a little bit more back. That's it. Lift your heart up. One more smooth inhale. And then exhale, unwind, 2 hands to the floor. Step the right foot back and move through your flow. Back in downward facing dog. You got one last side to give it all you've got. Inhale, lift the left leg long behind you, and soft as you can, step your foot in between your 2 hands. Keep your right heel lifted up, up, up as you rise up into your high crescent lunge. So it might sound counterintuitive, but the lower you sit in the lunge, the easier it is to find the balance, getting your center of gravity a little closer to the earth. But as you continue to sit low, find that sense of up by kicking into the big toe mound of your right foot, lifting up through the back of your right thigh and scooping the low belly up and in. Bring your palms to press overhead, drag them down to the center chest, palm into palm. Inhale, puff your heart, and exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Arm into leg, shove top palm into bottom palm, scoop the right ribs underneath the left, and don't wait for me if you want to go for a flyaway or a bind. Go for it. Find your own maximum expression, whatever that looks like for you today, not predicated on what you've done in the past or what you're trying to do in the future. Right here, right now, breathe into what you've got. Take one more smooth inhale, and then on the exhale, roll it back to center. Stay low. Reach the arms up overhead for a moment. Big inhale. On your exhale, swing your arms forward, down, and back. Let the palms frame your hips, heart yearning forward. And then launch forward. Kick into your right foot to drive your weight forward into your left foot. Heart forward and down, right leg back and up. Try to create the capital letter T with your body. Good. Keep your extremities strong as you bring your hands to heart center, palms pressed. And then slow, this time left hand to the floor, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, peel your body open into your balancing half moon. Squeeze your butt cheeks together, roll your right hip up onto your left hip, and play with it. The moment it starts to feel like old hat, no big deal. Maybe challenge it further by reaching so far up through your right fingertips that you take your left hand off of the mat. Challenge that balance, pull the left armpit forward, kick the right leg back. One more smooth inhale. Side angle, bend the left knee, bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot, right foot all the way back to the back edge of your mat. Sit low, reach wide, take a big inhale, and then on your exhale, right hand drapes behind your back, begin to search out the bind for yourself. Find the bind where you can roll your chest towards the ceiling. So rather than focusing on whether it's half bind or full bind, what serves your body to open up your collarbones and create more space to breathe across your chest. Take one more deep inhale. On your exhale, unwind, 2 hands to the floor, step the left foot back and move through your flow. Nice work. And then we won't hesitate, we won't wait, we'll move right into half pigeon, starting on the right hand side. Inhale, lift the right leg long, bend at the right knee, and gently swing it through. Place your right knee all the way over to the right side edge of your mat. Extend your left leg straight back behind you. Try to keep the shoelace part of your left foot and the front of your left thigh connected to the floor. Lift your chest tall and then begin to melt your length forward over your front leg. I've been doing a whole lot of talking, so know that it's not a technical error. I'm going to give you a little bit of quiet for yourself to settle into this space. Find your breath, every inhale to fill your body up, and every exhale to soften and surrender a little bit more deeply into the floor. Wherever you are in your breathing, softly exhale out all of your air with an SH. Take a deep breath in, hold it gently at the top. This time, seal your lips and let it go HM. Gentle and slow, begin to peel your body back away from the mat. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Curl your left toes under and squeeze your left leg nice and firm. As you swing your right leg back to meet it, you can move through a flow or head right back into downward facing dog. Take your time, maybe move it around, feel it out, and we'll meet in half pigeon on the left-hand side. To get there, inhale, lift the left leg long, bend at the left knee, and gently thread it forward. Left knee to the outside of your left wrist so that you give yourself space to outwardly rotate your upper leg bone and its hip socket. Pull your right leg long, 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 long behind you. Take an inhale, lift the chest tall, and then think of getting longer as you melt forward across your front leg. As soon as you're able, gently close your eyes. Soften into the floor. Let the floor hold you. Wherever you find resistance in your body, maybe the hips, the shoulders, the bottom of the jaw, send your breath into that space. Inhales to swirl around and collect that resistance. Exhales to begin to allow it to soften. Nothing aggressive, nothing forceful. Let it take the time it takes. Breath by breath, moment by moment. Gently exhale out all of your air, SH. Inhale, deeper, fuller, wider than you thought you could. HM. Soft, and easy, begin to crawl your hands underneath your shoulders. Press the floor away. Curl the right toes under, squeeze the right leg straight, slide the left leg back to meet it. Maybe travel through one last flow or head right back into your final down dog of class. Move it around, feel it out one more time. And then take a smooth inhale in that downward facing dog. On your exhale, slowly lower your 2 knees down to meet the mat, and we'll set up for a camel pose. Walk the hands back so that you're standing tall upon your knees, stacking shoulders over hips, hips over knees. Bring your hands to the small of your back, heel of your wrist, just beneath your lowest rib. And before you go anywhere, try to pull your elbows in like one day they could kiss one another. Good. Kick down through the tops of your shins. Lift your chest, lift your chin, and look up to see the ceiling. Lightly close your lips, breathe through your nose, and when your breath is easy in and out through your nose, maybe look across the ceiling. Try to see the back wall. When you see the back wall and breath is still steady, maybe reach for your heels, fingers on the inside, and thumbs on the outside. Use that connection to push the center of your chest even higher towards the ceiling. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you press your hips forward. Take one more smooth inhale. And then gently bring your hands to your lower back, rise up tall. Sink your hips down to meet your heels. Hands in the lap, palms face up, or nestle together at center chest. Do your best to find a moment of stillness. If you're able, close your eyes. Drop into your body, drop into your breath. Feel all that you feel. No feeling is final. Watch as sensation and breath and thought move within you. And then maybe keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands to either side of you, swing your legs out long in front of you. Setting up for your seated forward fold, walk your hips back a couple of times, tilt the bowl of your pelvis forward, sit tall on the bony parts of your butt. Gather your belly in, reach your arms up, 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 and then dive forward over your 2 legs. It might help to find a micro bend behind your knees so that you can bring your feet close enough to you that you can catch a hold of them. And then once you have that steady connection of hands to feet, you begin to kick your heels more forward. So not only you're beginning to lengthen the backs of your legs, but you're also pulling length through your back as well. Keep your belly firm to support that lengthening in your low back. Think heart more forward and shoulders more back, like a half lift sensation. One more deep inhale. On your exhale, tuck your chin into your chest and begin to roll yourself up slow, inch by inch, bone by bone, until you're seated tall. Scoot your hips just a little bit more forward. Plant the soles of your feet to the mat, bent knees. Reach your arms out long in front of you, palms facing one another. Keep your heart lifted and then tilt just far enough back that you can lift your shins parallel to the mat. Boat pose. Good. Scoop the belly in to lift the heart a little taller. Keep reaching long through the tips of your fingers. Simply stay where you're at, belly firm, heart lifted, chin a little bit away from chest to stay open across the front of the throat. Stay and breathe for another 5, 4, 3, 2. And then inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Exhale, lower, lengthen and hover your body just above the floor. Inhale, gather it in slow. Try to connect your thighs to your chest. And then exhale, lower, lengthen and hover. That was it, Julie. Inhale, pull it in as tight and firm as you can. Exhale, lower, lengthen and hover. Nice, Brenna. Stay with it. You got it. Inhale, pull it in one more time. Exhale, lower, lengthen. Now stay hovering. Stay still. Belly firm. Breathe in and out through the nose for 5, 4, 3, 2. Scissor kick the legs, one atop the other for 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring your arms back by your ears for 5, 4, 3, 2. Right away, interlace the hands behind the nape of the neck, opposite elbow, opposite knee, bicycle crunches. This is it. All you've got. Final burst of effort. Go fast or go slow. Keep the belly firm. Keep the shoulders lifted. Keep the elbows wide for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it. Fall into the floor. Right away, let your belly go soft and easy. Big breath in. Long breath out. And then inhale, pull your knees into your chest. Grasp for opposite elbows, opposite forearms. Give yourself a firm, steady squeeze. Maybe rock a little side to side. Roll out your lower back. From there, bring the soles of your feet to connect with one another. Pinky toe into pinky toe. Open your knees out wide and try to clasp for the outside edges of your feet. Pull them up and in towards the center of your chest for your reclined butterfly. Good. Think knees forward and feet more towards your face as you roll the back of your pelvis towards the floor. Take a deep belly breath in, and then on your exhale, peel open, happy baby. Draw your knees wider than the torso, the heels wider than the knees. Maybe rock a little side to side, maybe extend one leg or extend the other. Play with the features of your face, wiggle your nose, flutter your lips, stick out your tongue, and wiggle it all around. One more deep breath in, fill it up. And then on your exhale, let your legs and your arms fall out long onto the floor. Greet this next posture, Savasana, with just as much care and intention as all the postures that led you to it. So right from the start, get specific in the form. Let your legs fall out long from your hips, as close or wide apart as you'd like. Toes fall open to support the softening of your inner legs. Broad pelvis. Soften the belly. Broad chest. Palms facing up to facilitate that broadening of the collarbones. Relax the throat. Soften the jaw. And do your very, very best to close your eyes. Feel your eyeballs get heavy, heavy, heavy in their sockets. And imagine all the skin of your backside body like watercolor paint. Let it soften and blur its edges into the floor. How fully can you commit to dropping deeper and deeper and deeper into rest? And as you continue to fall into your rest, just a couple of announcements before I read a final quote and we find a final breath to conclude this class. First and foremost, and above all else, thank you so, so much for your practice. Thank you for choosing to come, choosing to stay, and choosing to fill this virtual space with your body, your breath, and your energy. Such a joy and an honor to share this space with you. We are and always will be a donation-based studio, so anything you might have to offer, I'll put a link in the chat box that you can follow to make a donation if you're able. This quote is from Rilke. Quiet friend who has come so far, feel how your breathing makes more space around you. Let this darkness be a bell tower and you the bell. As you ring, what batters you becomes your strength. Move back and forth into the change. If the drink is bitter, turn yourself to wine. In this uncontainable night, be the mystery at the crossroads of your senses, the meaning discovered there. And if the world has ceased to hear you, say to the silent earth, I flow. And to the rushing waters speak, I am. Once more, please exhale out all of your air. Empty, empty, empty your lungs. One more big, buoyant, expressive breath in. And let it go, H-A. You're welcome to linger in your stillness for as long as you'd like. When you're ready to move, you might wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, bring some life into your extremities, and then soft and slow, roll over onto one side of your body, before pressing yourself up to a seated position. I'll keep you all on mute, but you now have the option to unmute yourself. If you want to ask any questions or connect in any way, feel free to do so. Again, of course, you can pop anything in the chat if that serves you better. Once more, my name is Phil. It was so nice to spend the hour with you. As promised, I'm going to put the link for donations in the chat box. But again, know that it's never a requirement to donate. That's what we're here for, so that you can find your way onto your mat as often as possible. We're also on Venmo, and the Venmo is @Yoga to the People.